I understand you also will be facing a similar problem. When I close my door, my granddaughter is coming. She is only 2 year old. So a kind of disturbance happens. So that's there everywhere. For the teachers also, when they start taking the class, will be disturbed by a lot of things. But in spite of that, they are taking the class. So I told you how you have to practice minimalism, how you have to make your children allow to help you in the kitchen and your daily work, gardening, lot of things. Okay, but you have your own issues and your own life situations and your own dilemmas. So this is a right opportunity that you are getting today. We are organized a program for you, and Only Success is a world-class leadership and life skills training company, and we have got a tie-up with them next year. This coming academic year, we have taken their life skill program. So it's a wonderful life skill program. It's not simply the skills, but actually we are going to imbibe that in our children's lives. And that's this session is going to be handled by a very wonderful person. That's Vidyashankar Guru. He's the founder and CEO of this Only Success Guru, and he's more than a trainer. He's an author too. He has written many books on the topic. This parenting also. He is a very good trainer. So he'll be sharing you many things. Please have a wonderful session. Make use of that. So wish you all the very best. Over to Life Only Success. Thank you.
So, very good morning, all parents, and thanks a lot, Dr. Bindu ma'am, for this wonderful introduction, whatever you have given, and also it was wonderful the way you actually connected with all the parents, primarily because whatever you are sharing with us, right, and it's a common challenge for all of us because we are migrating to a digital world in a completely unexpected time, right? In a very short time, we are allowing ourselves to migrate into a digital world very rapidly, right? I mean, not only digital learning is happening, there are so many things are happening digitally today. So you set the platform for me really wonderfully well. Thanks, ma'am, for that. And if you go ahead, Sheikh, see, I was actually thinking, see, what we are going through or what we are having right now is really a long break, right? Unprecedented break is what we are going through. We have never seen something like that in our lifetime. Because if you go ahead, check even your parents, have you ever seen something like this? I'm sure they are going to say, oh, I've never seen something like this. Or even your grandparents. What I mean is somebody who is even in their 90s have never experienced something like what we are going through today right now, right? And what way this situation is so different is because it is not just the toughness what we are going through, because if you go ahead, I can recollect one of the very early books what I've actually read, because if you ask me how many years I'm in the field of training people, empowering human life, working with human life, bringing out excellence, all these things is almost over 15 years now, right? I mean, predominantly I was in some software field, and then I shifted out of it, out of passion, started training people, and I've worked with several thousands of students across the globe, with teachers, with parents. So one of the very earliest books which I have read in this field of personal excellence, which sticks with my mind even today, is actually authored by a person by name Robert Schuller. Right, Robert Schuller is the author of that book, and the book's name is this: Tough Times Never Last, but Tough People Do. Right, the tough times will not last forever, but people who are tough, they will survive over this. That's what is the core concept of the book. So that stays with me forever. Why I am telling you this? Because almost day in and day out, I'm talking to hundreds of people online today. I mean, last 30 days, I'm in part of various forums, addressing parents, talking to students, talking to teachers. Yesterday, I was actually addressing over 100 teachers. Go ahead, check. One of the common question or common, I will say, fear or uncertainty, what we all have is this situation is going to last and how long, right? Understand this. Will we cross over this situation some point of time? Definitely yes. As human race, we always have the capability to win over these kind of situations because it has happened in the past. Where from I'm coming is it has happened in the past. And understand this, life works in a cycle, right? See, there are certain events which happens once in a day. Similar to that, there are certain events which happens once in a week. There are certain events which happens once in a month. There are certain events which happens once in a year. And similar to that, there are certain natural events which happens once in a century. And if you go ahead and check what we are going through today, why nobody who is alive today has never seen this, because this is an event which happens once in a century, right? I mean, I really mean it. Last time, if you go ahead and check, in 1919, Spanish flu has happened, which is something very similar, right? Whether humankind, I mean, ran over it, we surpassed it, we have gone through it, definitely yes. We were able to cross that, but with a lot of damages, right? There are huge damages happened and no different from whatever we are going through. After 100 years, it is no different. After so many advancements in science, in world of medicine, it is no way it is different. We are going through the same set of challenges. We are going through the same set of tough situations, because just now Dr. Bindu ma'am told, yeah, it is a very tough situation, right? It is a situation which is really tough. And I was thinking a lot for myself, right? Is it toughness which is affecting people? I mean, definitely. I mean, I should be aware that I'm talking to parents now. I mean, parents have multiple set of challenges. I will list down. Number one, what I'm hearing very commonly is related to financial challenges, right? That is common across, because whenever these kind of environment mankind goes through, the topmost challenge is going to be the financial challenge, financial or panic, or people are going to go through hunger, right? So that is going to be the topmost thing. And number two is going to be issues related to job, right? Uncertainty of job. Is my job secure? Because this job space is going to completely change. Because if you check over 10 years, jobs changes. See, typically, I'll give you examples, parents. See, we did had stenographers, people who are good in typing in offices. Is that role exist today? Whether or you afford to have somebody who can just type for the whole day? Not exactly. So there are roles which are going to die or which are dying over a period of time, and new roles keeps emerging. But these kind of intense situation, what they do is this: they change the job scenario, careers so rapidly. We can never even imagine what can happen in 10 years time will happen in just 10 years time. So all our jobs are going to change. So as a parent, as an individual, as a working professional, as a person who is running business, you will have that uncertainty, what is going to pan out tomorrow. And apart from it, you also play the role of a parent, right? Now today parents have the biggest challenge of how to engage my children, because as I said, long break, long means really long, right? And you're not sure how to engage them productively, right? And apart from it, children also have, like how you and I go through lot of uncertainty, children also go through the same. They are also going through the emotional challenges. They are also going through some challenges because they have never seen it. Because whenever they had some challenges, they look up to you for guidance, right? Maybe my mom knows, My dad knows. Maybe my grandparents should have seen something like this, right? They always come back to you for some guidance. They always believe you know something, or my teachers know something. But this is something almost most of the mankind is clueless on what is going to come next. So between toughness, I mean, definitely we are going through tough situations. As we are going through tough situations, I will say more than tough situation, what is affecting us a lot is a feeling of uncertainty. Uncertainty means this. Uncertainty means we are not sure what is going to come up, say 1 month from now. Forget 1 month. We are not sure what is going to happen 1 week from now, or even tomorrow, right? Which is actually the fact. And is uncertainty so bad? Whether human mind dislikes uncertainty? Not exactly. Human mind likes uncertainty, but to some extent. Similar to how we like certainty, right? I mean, we like both, because that's how the human mind works. So you want certain things to be certain in life. Similarly, I mean, that's why we do planning for the week. There is a weekly planner, there is a monthly planner, there is a yearly planner. You know when my child is going to graduate, which college they should study, which school they should study, which job I must be. So you want the job to be secured. So you like certainty, right? Similar to that, because if there is too much certainty in life, what happens? Life is too boring, right? It's the same thing again and again. It becomes a complete routine. You don't like it, right? So human mind likes uncertainty. Say, for example, why you and I like watching a movie is because there are a lot of uncertainty, right? Because you don't know what is going to come next. You like watching it. There is a twist. There is a story which changes. Um, there is a humor which comes up, which makes you laugh, right? All those things are uncertainty, right? So if you check, human mind likes uncertainty, but there has to be a limit for it. Right now, if you take a scale of 1 to 100, how much uncertainty which we are going through is over 95, right? If I need to put a score for it, because we are not sure what is going to pan out tomorrow. And it is not just your life. I mean, even the rulers of the country is not aware what is going to happen tomorrow. I mean, I'm not referring to India as a country. I'm referring across the globe. Across the globe, people are not aware what is there tomorrow with respect to my job, with respect to my future, because every day there are experts coming up on TV giving different plan of life, somebody is telling, oh, this will be there for next 6 months, this will be there for next 1 year. I mean, you are not sure what's going to come up next, right? So what we have in front of us, understand, parents, very clear, is the emotion of uncertainty. And what is that intensity? Very high, huge size of uncertainty. And you don't have a choice. You must have to deal with that. And most interestingly, it's not only you, your children must also have to deal with that. Your entire family has to deal with the uncertainty. Whenever you have intense uncertainty, what you can actually do? That is a question. Uncertainty சொன்னா என்ன நடக்க போகுதுன்னு நமக்கே தெரியல. நாளைக்கு என்ன நடக்கும் அப்படின்னு தெரியல. That's what I mean by uncertainty. கரெக்டா? So not only நாளைக்கு ஒரு மாசம் கழிச்சு என்ன நடக்கும் அதுவும் தெரியல. அண்ட் சில சமயம் ஜாப்ல மட்டும்தான் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் இருக்கும், ரைட்? ஜாப் ரிலேட்டட். I'm not going well with my boss. So இந்த ஜாபே I may lose, so I have to do something. Or நீங்க business owner-ஆ இருந்தா, then also you may think, business is not going well for the past 1 year. What will I do if I have to come out of this business? இதெல்லாம் ஒரு ஏரியால. But இப்போ பாத்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னா, at this point of time, it is not just one area of life. We call it as normally 6 areas of life, which I will share with you later. You call it as relationship, you call it as family, health, ellame or uncertainty, right? Because health is a big challenge now, right? You are wondering, if I keep sitting at home for a longer time, what will happen? I mean, my children, if they are not getting engaged with some physical activity, what will happen to them? If they are not getting engaged with some emotional activity, right? Because there are kids who like meeting their friends. And if that is not happening, because humans are all social creatures, right? So if you're not getting connected with people, will it cause any emotional challenges to us? So these are all the uncertainty. Every profession, like how Dr. Bindu ma'am was sharing with us just now, teachers have some uncertainty, because yesterday I was taking up a lot of questions from teachers, right? They have a lot of uncertainty. Things like, because I was just talking to her before the session sometime back with Dr. Bindu ma'am. So she was actually telling, teachers go through challenges like, okay, they're doing the job, but to what extent I'm reaching my students, right? And at home environment, how conducive it is for children to learn. One is the internet connectivity, right? That's a big challenge for a set of children. And assume they even have a internet connectivity. Is a home environment comfortable for children to learn, right? It's a home. So they may actually, they themselves may get distracted. They may have siblings, brothers, sisters. They may have other activities happening at home, right? How good the home environment today is for learning. That is with respect to learning. Then there are challenges with respect to relationship. Then there are challenges with respect to the job. So all these things must be handled. So I will tell you this at this point of time, before I move on the session to the next phase. I will tell you one prayer which comes up to my mind, which is actually this: God, give me the serenity to accept things which I can't change. There are certain things which I cannot change. So give me the serenity to accept those things, right? And God, give me the courage to change those things which I can change. There are certain things in life which I can change. So give me the courage, give me the power to do it. And third aspect is this: give me the wisdom to differentiate between things which I can change and things which I can't change. So this is something very, very important, very meaningful at this point of time. So ஒரு சில விஷயங்கள் மட்டும்தான் உங்க லைஃப்ல உங்களால சேஞ்ச் பண்ண முடியும், right? அதை you can change. Things which you can't change, you should be able to accept it, right? And I don't mean that, you just give up in life. This will not mean that. This gives you a lot of acceptance of certain things which you can't change. And most importantly, you need to have the wisdom to differentiate it. இதை நம்மளால மாத்த முடியும், இதை நம்மளால மாத்த முடியாது. So why I am telling you this? Because we are in a situation where you can't change something. இதை நம்மளால மாத்த முடியாதுன்ற ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன்ல இருக்கும். What is that? I will call it as an event. There are certain events you can't change it in life, right? Unfortunately, normally human mind thinks event is equal to outcome. என்ன event இருக்கோ அதுதான் outcome. Outcome na enna? So I have to react for it, right? So how you can react? See, there is an event which is happening. I know it is very uncertain. Nobody expected. I can't believe today no flights are flying in the world, no cars are running, no bikes are moving, right? If you move a bike, you need to take a permission. I mean, it's incredible, unbelievable. Children can't walk into the school safely, right? I mean, just can't imagine something. Wait in queues for hours together just to get the basic groceries. Because when we first saw in Wuhan, right, Wuhan, China, so it was a far off place, right? I mean, you can see only in TV. That time what we thought, it's not for me, right? It's something far off. Then we started seeing it happening in certain other parts of the world, correct? then we were wondering what's happening. I mean, I maybe some of you have visited some of the countries or seen some of the countries more closer. So it's happening there. And then what we thought this is not going to happen in our country, India. This is not going to happen, right? That's what we thought. Then this is happening here, right? Maybe it's happening in Jaipur, it's happening in Delhi. That's how it started. And then we thought, oh, it's not going to happen for me, the place where I stay. But what happened? It's happening just outside your house. As you step out of your house today, you see people wearing masks. I mean, is this India? Is this my road? Is this my house? Right? It's happening. So this is the kind of event, the size of event, what we are going through, unbelievable, incredible. Right? Let us not. So if you take this event, you have choices to react for it. Right? This is the event. What can be the possible outcome? The outcome is what? The outcome can be intense panic. You can panic a lot, right? You can panic so much. And understand this, whenever you panic a lot, you translate the same emotion to your children. Whatever way we feel, we tell the children the same sort of things. We tell things are uncertain. This is not good. I mean, it's going to affect us a lot. I mean, this is the same mindset what we pass it on to our children. Because for children between 0 to 7, because that's what I've learned in the science of NLP or neuro linguistic programming. For children in the age of 0 to 7, which is predominantly an imprinting age, the fact is this, the truth of the fact is, that is when the beliefs are formed. That is when they believe certain things are true, certain things are not true, right? Those children, they are going to believe whatever you tell now as the truth, right? And apart from it, if you go ahead check, there are going to be other set of children, say between the age group of say 7 to 14, what we call it as a socializing age, right? Socializing age, or the set of children who get connected with others, right? They are the one who want to have more friends. They feel connected with others. All those set of children, they are also going through a lot of stress. They are also going through a lot of challenges because they are finding it too difficult to connect with their friends. Maybe a few of the social media, the Instagram, WhatsApp kind of thing. They don't have other ways of connecting with their own friends. So they go through a lot of stress. So if we go ahead check, as parents, you have a choice to go through intense panic and uncertainty. That is choice number 1. And whenever you go through that, you translate the same thing to your children. That is something possibly you can do. And choice 2 is what? Choice 2 is remaining completely indifferent. Indifferent is, I'm safe at home, I'm fine. Right? What we are missing out here, we are missing out something very, very important. For you and I to be safe at home, right? I will say 90% of mankind to be safe at home. What's happening? There are 10% of mankind who are putting their life online, right? Who are taking all the risks possible. You take, I am predominantly referring to the health workers, the doctors, the nurses, right? They're stepping out of their home. They are fighting for it. They can't meet even their families, right? Because they have the huge risk. They are putting their life in front and they're fighting for us. You take the police force, right? You can see it in the TV. You can watch outside your house. How much efforts have to go in to keep the country in order. It is the biggest size of effort which the police force have ever put in. Right? Or the sanitation workers, hats off to them. You and I can stay at home, but they don't have a choice. They have to step out of their house. How much risk has been taken by them, by their family, to protect the balance 90% of the mankind. And why it is so important. The moment you think about it, you are forced to feel thankful. And feeling thankful, is it very, very important? Very important. Why? Because once you feel thankful, you actually keep away your emotion of feeling panic, right? Panic can't stay with thankfulness. Understand this. This is the basic signs of emotion I have learned when I was going through my signs of NLP classes, when I got certified. So panic and thankfulness cannot stay together, right? Once you keep filling your mind with a lot of thankfulness, gratitude, you push your panic away. So you can't stay indifferent. Understand this. There is something big happening outside this world. You can't say, oh, nothing is happening, I'm safe at home. Your children can't feel it. Expose them to some extent what's happening to outside world. I'm not telling give them negativity, but make them aware this is what is happening. It is not, oh, you get everything staying at home, life is fine. Not exactly. We are going through a calamity. We are going through something big in life. Let us not deny that fact. And choice 3 is what? What is the choice 3? Choice 3 is making this time the greatest time in your life. The most meaningful time of your life. How? You have never got a time like this in the past. And believe me, you may not get this kind of time again in your lifetime. Maybe, I'm not sure, this may extend even for 6 months, 1 year. I'm waiting for a day when all our children will walk back to the school safely, right? And I know many teachers are longing for it, right? Whatever kind of online classes, everything teachers do, the teachers' emotions are very different. They want to meet their own children in class, connecting with them, talking to them. That's what a teacher's life is, right? I mean, when I feel so wonderful being a teacher is when I meet my children live, right? I mean, I talk to them, I be with them. That's a wonderful emotion. So I'm sure all the teachers are longing for it, but we don't have a choice. Assume it's far off, but still we have this event is happening, which is completely, right? Something unprecedented. So you have a choice to react, right? It is a choice what you make to make this as the best time in your life. Some of you wonder how to make the best time in my life, right? Because I will tell you this, event is equal to outcome, right? Event is not equal to outcome. Why? Because event is never is equal to the outcome. Check this. E stands for event, O stands for outcome. Event is not equal to outcome. Instead, what is the real fact? What is the truth? Event plus R, which is event plus the response what you choose. You have the power to choose the response. Believe me, you have the power to choose the response. You have the capability to choose the response. So the response what you choose defines the outcome. What kind of response you can choose? I can remember one of the real life stories, which personally has impacted me a lot, which is actually the story of Terry Fox. There was a person by name Terry Fox in Canada, right? When he was 19 years old, he was diagnosed with a disease, cancer, right? Cancer of bones, right? Why I'm telling you this? Because I would like to relate this to an event in life, right? Is it an event of uncertainty? Definitely yes, because he never knows what's going to come up next tomorrow, right? It is an event of uncertainty. Is it an event which is very tough? Definitely yes. It is an event which is very tough. Right? That is something what he was going through. It is an event of uncertainty, an event of I'm talking about like 30, 40 years back. And medical science was not at all advanced. Even today, when you take certain diseases, I mean predominantly some of the diseases, which actually includes cancer. I mean, we are not that advanced yet. We don't have a straight solution. We know how to manage, but still we don't have a straight solution. And I'm talking about 30, 40 years back. So there was no solution. Doctors said, we can't do much, but maybe you can live in this world for about 1.5 to 2 years, right? That's what has been told to him. So that was the event. He had a choice to choose a response, right? The response can be to give up, right? Okay, I'll give up, right? I mean, like anybody else, like any other patient in this world. So just give up, wait for the death. That was a choice what he had. Or I can feel I have been chosen by God to give a message to this world. And interestingly, Terry Fox made the choice too. Choice two is what? He decided, I will make a choice to send some very powerful message to this world. I will make a choice to give this world a very powerful message because I am one among the few who have been chosen to do it. He gave a very powerful message, which is what? He decided to run, right? Because remember, he had a cancer of bone. So his bones were weakening. Doctors said you can't put any strain on the bones, but he decided to run. And at some point of time, they have to remove one of his legs. So he put in an artificial leg and then he ran. And ran for a cause. The cause was collecting money for a cancer research, right? And he was calling that as Marathon of Hope. And to give hope for a lot of cancer patients across the globe. And interestingly, Marathon of Hope, the objective was to collect $1 million, but he collected several $1 million before he was passing away from this world, which was about 1.5 years from the time he started. And today, Marathon of Hope is being conducted all across the globe, right? Including in various parts of South India, it's being conducted. Across India, it's being conducted. In various parts of the globe, it is being conducted with one objective: to collect funds for cancer research. And he had a choice to make. The event can be the worst event in his life, or the event can be a very meaningful event in his life. So as parents, you have a choice. I would like to share a very short video, maybe a 3.5 minutes video of Terry Fox before I continue this session further, right?
42 kilometers every single day on an artificial leg, initially looking to raise $1 million for cancer research. He showed us how to dream, how to help others in need, to believe the impossible can be done, that miracles can happen if you put your heart into it. He still inspires a nation, now of 36 million. April 12th, 1980, mile zero, the most eastern point of Canada, 3 years after being diagnosed with bone cancer and having his right leg amputated. Terry Fox dips his artificial leg into the Atlantic Ocean in St. John's, Newfoundland, beginning the Marathon of Hope. It started as a ripple. A young man jogging down the highway, his best friend and his brother both right beside him. But donations soon poured in. Fox set a much loftier fundraising goal of $24 million, $1 for every Canadian at the time. It turned into a national wave of support and launched a journey that would forever change Canada and touch the hearts of millions. It was a long way from a hospital bed. Fox was only 18 when he lost his leg. He never forgot what he saw in the cancer ward.
Kids my age and younger, and you just can't leave something like that and try and forget it. And I couldn't anyway. I had to try and do something about it.
Cancer took his leg, but it couldn't take his spirit. He had a fire inside that no rain, sleet, or snow could extinguish. Unflinching dedication, Canadian grit, and a determination to make a difference.
To receive the insignia of a Companion of the Order of Canada, Terence Stanley Fox of Portugal Pitman, British Columbia.
He ran his planned marathon a day, 5,373 kilometers in all, more than halfway across Canada, over 143 days.
Vidya?
So moving on, that was something what I wanted to share, because if we go ahead, so this is an event where there is uncertainty. The event is a very challenging event, no doubts, but we have a choice to make as parents. And I always believe parents are the translators, because in between you can translate an experience to your children. So how to make this experience the most meaningful one, right? I mean, how to make your child feel gifted, because I mean, your child is gifted, right? When so many challenges are happening, still when they're getting their best, when you're there as parent to actually support them, help them, so they need to realize it's they are actually gifted, and feel thankful for all the support what they're getting from the society, from the country as a whole, right? So that is again a very important emotion which you need to teach your children at this point of time. And apart from it, learning how to balance, right? What I always say, like there are like various areas of life, 6 areas of life. So it is time we all have to learn how to balance and teach our children how to actually balance all the 6 areas of life, various areas of life. Typically, when I keep repeating 6 areas of life, it is actually your family, it is your health, it is your wealth, it is your career, it is your mind, it is your relationship, right? All these set of things are something very important, because unless otherwise we take care of all the 6 areas of life, right? You will never achieve the balance. And also it is very important, it is an opportunity for you to teach your children how to handle negativity, right? There are times when we have seen negativity around us, but today the intensity of negativity is actually way, way high, right? You flip through every channel possible. There is only one thing what we are hearing, right? So it is, we need to learn negativity, which means if you need to learn negativity, there is only one way, which means you need to fill your mind with a lot of thankfulness, a lot of gratitude, and most importantly, that's what helps you to remain positive. Is remaining positive very, very important, greatly important. Why? Because once you remain positive, your immunity levels are higher, right? Because it's not only in the science of NLP. I was doing a session with a doctor a few days back. So I was asking her this question: is it medically a proven fact? She said definitely yes, because when you are positive, your immunity levels are very high. And why your immunity levels must be very high? That is the only way to protect yourself right now in the current environment. right? Because we don't have any vaccinations now. So only way to protect yourself right now is to ensure your immunity levels are way, way high, which is only by keeping yourself positive. And it is a proven science. So help your children to feel positive. Help your children to stay positive. And positivity comes from focusing on positive things. And I'm sure as parents, you are also facing a lot of challenges with respect to digital learning, right? And digital learning, understand, is here to stay, right? It's not something, oh, once all these things changes, it will go away. Not exactly. It's going to be part of life. So it is for us to get used to it, get accustomed to it, right? It's going to get integrated into our life. Definitely how much we use the digital learning is always debatable, is always something which we need to come in terms with. But digital learning is here to stay. But because I'm talking to parents, I'm going to share with you this fact. Just because certain times you find it difficult to learn something digitally, that is not the same fact for your children also. Your comfort of your children to learn digitally is far, far higher than you and me, right? Because they are born into the digital world. When you and I were born, maybe there were computers were not connected. There was no internet. There was less smartphones or no smartphones, right? But today, it's things were completely different. A 2-year-old can know how to operate a smartphone. So they are born into the digital world. Their comfort to learn digitally is far, far higher. Their comfort to understand concepts digitally is far, far higher than you and me. So we have this faith that children can perform very well even in a digital learning than whatever we think, right? So with this, I will call it as a session, because as parents, I know it's a tough time. It is an uncertain time, but you have to ensure positivity is something so critical, and you need to translate this to your children, because you are the translators. You are the one who translate the happenings, emotions into your children's mind. So you need to ensure those emotions are rightly translated into their mind, right? So with this, what I will do is this: I'll go ahead and take some questions, either directly from you, or some of you can actually post your questions in your chat window. In the chat window, maybe I'll take it up from there. So either way, it's fine, right? Please go ahead with your questions.
Okay, there is a question in the chat window. I'll just read out the question. Thanks. As we mature and certain level of understanding about COVID, can able to cooperate with the situation, but the children around 10 to 15 years, they could able to aware certain level, but could not able to understand. So it is having some impact on the psychological understanding and how we can support them to minimize the same. Can you have some tips on the same? It is from Mr. Parthiban. Yeah, Vidya, the question is over to you.
Yeah, definitely true. Because as we said, the event is a truth. The event, what is happening, we can't deny it. It is a size which we can't imagine, right? I mean, as normal humans, we can't imagine the kind of impact it has created in the world, no doubts. And whether children today has been impacted emotionally, it is 100% a fact, right? Because when you and I, with so much of exposure to the world, maybe you can call it as emotional maturity, have gone through, had an impact. How about children? Definitely yes. That's why I was classifying the age of children, because if your child is between 0 to 7, the most critical part as a parent you need to take care is what you tell your children, because their belief systems are formed now. If you say it is a very negative situation and we can't come out of it so easily, the children believes that as a truth, and it remains with them forever in life. Instead, as a parent, you need to say, I mean, I'm not allowing or I'm not asking you to undermine the size of the negativity or the size of the impact. You need to tell your children, yes, the event is something unprecedented, but with the human strength, we can overcome it. This too shall pass. This too will pass. We will overcome this. We will go through this strongly. We are strong enough to go through this. This is very important for all the children, but more important for children between 0 to 7. If you take the next age group, which is that 8 to 14 kind of age group, they are the children who are in the socializing age. For them, more than everything, connecting with other children, their own friends, are very, very important. Let us not undermine the importance for it. They may go through a lot of emotional challenges right now. So as a parent, till now, if you're not finding enough time to connect with them, that is okay. But at this point of time, it will turn into a risk. So you need to spend more time with your children connecting, in the sense, because Dr. Bindu ma'am was actually mentioning to me, we need to find more activities to do along with children. I mean, it's, as I said, it is a wonderful time for you to reflect, for you to learn more about your own children, right? Find activities which they like and very useful.
Yes.
Right? I mean, there are activities like that. It's not that your children only like playing on a playing on a mobile phone or watching a TV. Not exactly. There are other activities which they like. Maybe there are children who like music. There are children who like cooking. There are children who like dancing. Right? There are children who like drawing. So find out what it is. And most interesting part is if you do it along with them, it is going to be an interesting experience for them. Right? They may never even or play certain things with them. Right? I mean, I've coming across parents who are telling, "Oh, I'm doing board games with my children." Right? This is the time possibly you can do it. So more than doing it, it's a time to connect. Right? Because children of that age group, above 8, they really like they started socializing. Right? If you take children even above that age group, typically a higher teenage groups, what they go through is a lot of emotional challenges also, right? I mean, because they started thinking about their future too. So give them a lot of certainty. This too shall pass. We will go through it, and give them a lot of certainty about what is going to come in the future. And maybe financially, if the family is going through some challenges also, I mean, look beyond certain period, so that you as an individual will be able to handle it.
Oh, yeah. There is another question.
Yeah.
How do we help our kids to improve their positivity during this critical situations?
Wonderful. I mean, it's really a wonderful question, because in normal situation itself, I always used to tell parents, we are surrounded with lot of negativity, right? Because I always challenge people. You take your TV remote, flip through 100 channels, over 90 channels, you will watch something negative, right? I can challenge any point of time, not now, before all these issues. And if that is the case, today, if you take 100 channels, almost all the 100, you will see something negative, right? So one of the very important thing is how much we expose ourselves to negativity is something very, very important, right? One of the easiest way to expose ourselves is TV channels. And I'm not telling, oh, you should never watch TV channels, but expose as minimal as possible. I'll say like maximum 15-20 minutes flipping through, just to know what is happening, because you can't be completely awake, right? As I said, let us not get into denial. The intensity of the situation is bad. It's grave, right? I mean, It's very bad. Let us not deny it, but let us not expose ourselves to that too much, right? So that is one, because your emotion works this way. Where you focus is what your emotion is, because we used to understand emotion this way. When you look at the state of mind, there are two factors which impact state of mind. One is your focus, right? Where you focus your mind on, how you run your mind decides your emotion. If your emotion has to be positive, you have to focus on positive things, right? Maybe typically some of you know how to do meditation. It's brilliant. Some of you know how to do chanting. It's brilliant. You need to spend a lot of time. You need to teach your children chanting something, right? I mean, it's all old Indian. It's no different, right? I mean, we had these things with us, so you get back to the roots, learn some of those things, teach your children how to actually do chanting. For if they do it for 10 minutes in a normal day today, help them to do it for about 30 minutes, right? Because it's all focus. And apart from it, use your body usefully, right? I mean, I'm sure each and every one of us get a lot of time to do some physical activity, though you have a lot of constraints stepping out of their house, maybe some stretches, because your body affects your thought process. When I'm telling body, it's all your breathing pattern, it's all your muscular tension, your facial expression. So all these things affects your emotions. So stay focused on positive things. Read a lot of positive content, books what you have never read, what you wanted to read, right? I mean, read life histories of people who have overcome a lot of challenges, achieved it. So that helps. Read it out for your children. That helps. If you want to watch movies which are inspirational. There are a lot of movies, right, which are inspirational. Watch movies which something can make you think positive, right? All these things is what you must have to do. Do something which you really like I was giving you some examples: dancing, singing, cooking, right? I mean, whatever you feel is something connecting, right? Do those aspects which helps your mind to stay focused on things which are positive. And positivity is very important. That's a medicine. Today, positivity is a medicine, right? Stay positive, keep your immunities high, stay away from all the challenges, because we don't have vaccinations, right? Only way to keep yourself away from all the challenges is staying positive. Yeah.
Another question from Mr. Vijay. Can you please give some tips how effective parents can spend quality time with child during the lockdown period?
Okay, I think I've listed down a lot of them as they was talking in the previous two questions, right? I will tell, say primarily this: it is time to reflect for parents. We will never get this time again in life, and do a lot of activities what your children like, which you are keep postponing for a long time, right? And I mean, I just don't mean studies alone. I just don't mean say spending watching TV or kind of thing. Do activities which you are postponing for a long time, right? I mean, you can even set the goals of your children along with them, right? All those kind of things which you wanted to do, which you are not doing, which your children like. I'm sure you have a list, right? So ensure you do all those things right now. Yeah.
There is another question. Say the importance of the role and communication between parents, teacher, and students. And what is your message to the parents who are having school final children with a lot of expectation? Please highlight about the balanced diet and immune boosting diet and physical exercise for the family and children.
Definitely, yes. I mean, parents and teachers, is it?
Yeah, parents and teacher.
Parents and
I'll repeat it once again.
Yeah.
Say the importance of the role and communication between parents, teacher, and student.
Right.
And what is your message to the parents who are having school final children with a lot of expectations?
Okay. say I will take it as two parts. One is between parents and teachers, because understand this, teachers are going through in between. I highlighted that teachers are going through a lot of challenges right now, because yesterday when I was online talking to about 100 teachers, right, the question was almost all around the transformation which they must have to go through, because for many teachers, teaching online is a first experience. First time they are going through this experience, right? They are extremely good at walking into a class, talking to children, but getting online is twofold challenge, right? One is I'm completely new to technology. That's for a good number of teachers, right? I mean, how comfortable I am on operating the system. See, I have to be presentable, right? I'm not sure whether I'm connecting with my children, right? Whether they've understood what I've told. These kind of challenges, correct? And predominantly getting into an online platform. Over that, teachers like meeting children. That's why they are in a teaching profession, right? And if you ask them to do it online, and many teachers are wondering, I mean, I came into this profession because I like children, I love children, right? I have not come across a very successful teacher who don't like children, right? Because I used to have trained thousands of teachers in my lifetime. So I have not come across one teacher who is good and then says, oh, I don't like children, right? Every teacher who is good likes children. And you ask them to teach online, I mean, it's tough for them. So, but you have to do it, because, as I said, every job goes through a transformation. They have to do it. They go through a change. So now it is almost the duty of the parents to support teachers at this point of time, because they have to deliver something online. They have to support the children, and it goes hand in hand, because I was also must have to understand the challenges from the parent side. If children are going to learn online, you need to create that environment at home, right? Which is a tough task. Say if the class is by 10 o'clock, Dr. Bindu ma'am was telling me, oh, parents must have to actually figure a way to treat it as if the children are starting to school, which is very true, right? They have to finish eating. They need to. I mean, they have to also getting dressed up, because it's not little, right? It's at least little, not the uniform kind of stuff, but at least they need to get dressed up, because so that you feel you are attending a class. Right? I mean, they have to look presentable, though they may not appear on the screen good number of times. They have to look. All those things sets the mind right for learning, right? So it is a hand-in-hand support between parents and teachers to go through this phase. And believe me, online learning is here to stay, right? At least a part of our learning is going to become online for many reasons, because we are not seeing how long these challenges last. So it's better to get used to it, right? And apart from it, children who are, I understand the question was towards children who are in some critical phase of their life. Typically, luckily, 10th standard students, CBSE students have completed their exams. State board students are still going through a lot of challenges. They have not, I think, even taken one of their exams. 12th standard CBSE students, just very little of them have completed, and remaining of them yet to finish even their exams. I know there's a lot of challenges for them, stress for them, but as I said, it's a common denominator across the globe, right? So there is nothing to get worked up against it. E plus R is equal to O. So they need to choose a right response, right? And there is a way out. There is a way forward. Whatever challenges which they are facing right now, there is a solution which is waiting, right? This too shall pass. So the best way is to keep focusing on positive things. That is the only way you can handle this situation right now. Yeah. Yeah, sir. Some more questions we should take. Maybe we'll take 2 more questions.
Parents request you to post your questions,
Or if
or you can unmute it and you can directly speak to ask the question to Mr. Vidyashankar.
Okay, Vijay, one of the question is being asked by the parent who's like, oh, my child is not interested to doing the activities given by the school actually. How can I mean, make him to understand the same thing actually? This is by Mrs. Haravanan actually.
I do understand, because it is the engagement quotient which may be low, right? I'm not sure of the age of the child, right? I mean, there are schools which have rolled out online sessions even for very young children. I mean, very young means, uh, uh, I mean, like first standard, second standard, where the parent should also be sitting along with the child, right? Otherwise, the child cannot handle it. So I'm not sure if the child is of that age or much higher age, right? But whatever it is, the truth or the fact is, the engagement quotient in the online learning is relatively limited, right? One, we are not yet used to it. So there are more ways in which this will pan out in future, because I will say the whole thing is advanced 5 years now, right? What we should do in 2025 in online learning, we are doing it today, because nobody was expecting. We are not geared up. Suddenly, we are all online talking, addressing questions, and addressing learning online, all those things. So there was a shock component which is there. And if that is true for you and me, think of children. So it is going to take that time. I mean, we are not, to be honest, not prepared to learn online in no time, right? Suddenly, when there was an announcement, when you see um, our prime minister going online to say, oh, from tomorrow, this is what the situation is going to be. So we were wondering, what is it we are going to do? And because human mind really thinks of solutions quickly. So we started thinking of various solutions, and we started gearing up for it. So for children, it will take time. There are more online learning tools will evolve, and engagement quotient will improve. And as it keeps improving, definitely things will change. But believe me, children are far good, far better than any one of us when it comes to online learning. That is the truth, right? But as a parent, we also have this responsibility, have this duty to say translate certain learnings into real life situations, which is more connected at this point of time, because we spend more time with children, right? Yeah. So if the questions are done,
Yeah.
we can wrap up the session.
Yes.
So I will take this opportunity to thank Dr. Vidyashankar for giving this wonderful platform to address all the parents. And apart from it, I also thank the school management allowing us to address all the parents. Thanks a lot. And I also thank Lakshmi Narayanan, Director of Only Success, and Sampat Kumar, who is senior trainer and lead trainer with Only Success, who is also was moderating questions along with Lakshmi. So thanks all of you. Thanks a lot. Thanks all the parents. Stay safe. So it's a great opportunity for you to shape up the child's future. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, parents.
Okay, Vijay, the final one more question, if possible. Okay, something similar to what you have been addressed already. How do I help my child to focus on the screen all day? The moment I turn to do something else, I also work full time. He's already doing something else actually. Teachers are unable to remind them to focus because they're also online, cannot see him actually.
Right. As I was mentioning, see, it is a journey, right? It's a digital, what we normally call it as a digital journey, right? Digital journey is, uh, we've just all onboarded without much of preparation, right? So we didn't prepare ourselves much for this digital journey. Instantly, you have been given a ticket, you have been put on a journey. So we are getting used to it, and there will be some challenges. I know a lot of parents must have to also do their work, because you also need to be online, you also need to take your calls, you also are attending some sessions online, addressing some very urgent challenges. You may not be able to be with your child full time, but as I said, the child's capability to learn online is relatively higher, and post the session is over, possibly you can spend some time with your child, helping them to learn certain concepts, if that is in your competency zone. Otherwise, at least give them some comfort to revise it. But you need to give little leverage. I mean, don't expect, oh, same intensity of learning will happen right now, because we are going through a digital journey, right? We are in the process of getting onboarded. There will be some gaps.
Thank you, Vidya. I request Bindu madam to give a few words. She wants to have a word.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Vidyashankar sir. It was a really, really wonderful session. Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And thanks to all the team, Life Only Success, all the team, Lakshmi Narayan sir and Sambat, and everybody who are assisting, and the parents who have joined today. And I've seen some of the queries, which I believe that it's my duty to answer. So let me take 2 minutes, sir. Let me take.
Please.
Yeah. So my request to you, parents, be patient. Kindly be patient, as sir has told about a lot of other requirements needed. This is something, this quality we have to develop now. Be patient. This is totally uncertain. When we will be reopening, everything is uncertain. CBSE is about to draft things. Whether they will conduct the examination is still in a dilemma. Some say that they will be cancelling it this year. So the evaluation process have not at all started. So when the result be out, what is the process of admission in the colleges? Everything is uncertain now. So the only feeling, the only, the thought that is coming to everywhere across the globe, as he has told, is this feeling uncertainty. So I am not in a position to answer that. When the results can be out, result of the last year, we were not in a position to announce now, because no one is going to school now. It's a lockdown. So nobody is there in the school. Only the gate man, no one. I'm not going there. So the result, everything is ready, but it's, see, the school closed all on a sudden. We were not in a position to make it everything ready and all. Clear. So anyway, that is not our priority now. Our priority has changed to health and hygiene. Health and hygiene. And let me tell you one thing, it's not the mark that I am focusing now. It's not me. Everywhere, all the school leaders, all the policy makers of the education are all talking about not the mark, not the critical thinking skills, but other skills have been given more importance, like EQ, emotional skills, life skills of the children, adaptability, adjustability. Because something we don't know, as he has told, sometimes this condition will be, we can expect that for more years. So online education is going to be the norm now. So I'm going to make the syllabus cut short into very tiny and very short, and that too, some offline, some online. And one parent has asked whether we have prepared for the safety and hygiene. Yes, we have made a very good plan for that. But again, we have to wait. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. I don't know what is happening now. So I have to listen to the government policies and the CBSE policies. A lot of things are there. So this is not the time to talk to you about all these things. Anyway, but please understand that your children are in safe hands. Okay, I am in touch with all the authorities of the education. So I'm attending many webinars and all over the world, what others are doing, what we can do, everything I'm checking and I'll be implementing. No worries about that. Now for the time being, KG to class 9, teachers are posting certain things that's based on the NCERT new guidelines, alternative academic curriculum, AAC, and CBSE has given 9th and 10th also. That's everything new, just 1 week before everybody published all these things. And please look into that. There the priority is not given for the writing or reading part. It is given for the creativity part. It's not the writing. Okay, so children are learning from sitting at home means a lot of difficulties are there, and I'm not sure 100% of the children are attending. Only few are having this system, and some are having connectivity issues. I know that one of my teacher is taking the class, is taking the mobile to outside the home, outside near to the gate, because then only she will get the connectivity. And some of the teachers are taking the class and having the mobile and then cooking along with that, taking care of the child. So a lot of problems teachers are also facing, but they are adjusting with everything. They have adapted to that. So my request to my parents, kindly be patient and we do our level best for the children. Okay, so that's all about be patient and be ready for the adaptation, be flexible. Lot of changes are happening. It is not going to be the same before COVID. School education will be entirely different. When we will reopen, no idea. The curriculum will be completely revamped and everything is in a process now. Okay, so no need of any worries. I'll be posting you everything. Thank you once again. And request to parents, you can also call me at any time. My number is given to you all. Okay, whatever your worries, you can just talk to me also. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you, Vidyashankar Guru, for enlightening us with a lot of that. E plus R is equal to O. I like it very much because experiences and the response is only in our hands now. How do we respond to that? Isn't it? When you see a cup of glass filled with half water, you can just say that the glass is half filled with water, the half is empty, or you can just say that, oh, at least my glass is half filled with water. It's all about our attitude, how we look into the difficult situations. We can learn many things from the nature now. Now the nature is recovering from many of the harms which we have done. All the animals and the nature is happy now. Now, why can't we be happy? Okay. So be positive as sir has told and be thankful to everything. Your mind should be filled with gratitude. Thank God we have this now. We are having a luxurious life now. Thank God for that. So with that, let me also conclude. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Because ma'am has clearly told that very clearly that we are all gifted. We are all gifted for many things actually. So I think we all have. I mean, also as a parent, I think we are gifted to have the principal like this to who says like, this is the time for parents to. I mean, like for children to not for only for studies or other things actually. Thanks, ma'am, for the wonderful opportunity from Only Success side actually, and the management of Hosur Public School and the parents who spend good time actually on behalf of Only Success actually. Vidya, you would like to add up a few points here?
Yeah, thanks all of you. Thank the management of the school, Dr. Bindu ma'am, and thanks all the parents.
Thank you so much. Thank you.